Hey, what's up, guys? I want to start out by saying that I apologize for not being here today, but I'm going to record the lesson and answer these questions to the best of my ability. So, on today's topic, guys, we're going to be covering the quadratic formula. So, if you look at it, that's this formula right here. I highly recommend you write quadratic formula and the equation into your notebook. That's the topic for the day, right? So, how to answer the quadratic formula? First off, the quadratic formula is used whenever you're solving for zeros. Now, of course, you guys should know that zeros are your x-intercepts. So this is a new method, and let's go ahead and answer the question. Now, from the quadratic formula, you notice that there's variables or the letters we've seen before. B, there's A, there's C, right? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and answer this question. Now, how are you going to answer it? Simple. Give me 1 second. Let me move this out the way. This is what you're going to do, guys. First off, you got to begin by labeling your A, B, and C. So if you notice your A, you always tell me, Mister, it's x squared. Now that is correct, but it's the value of the x squared. Now if you notice, there's no coefficient right there, so it's always 1 if there's no leading coefficient. Your B always has an x. My B in this case is 9, and then my C, it has not an x nor an x squared. So this is 18. From here, some people may say this is the difficult part, but in reality, this is all you need to plug into this formula. So the formula is x equals negative, and then it says b. My b is 9. So I'll put negative 9 plus or minus the square root of, it says b squared. So once again, this is 9 squared. And make that 9 a little bit bigger. And then it says minus 4. Then my A is 1. And then your C is 18. Let me extend this square root right here. All over 2 times A. Your A is 1, so 2 times 1. Now, this part right here, guys, this is impressive. You're plugging in the values of each of the corresponding variables. So from here, divide it into 3 sections. This is section 1. What's inside of the square root, including the square root, is section 2. And then the bottom is section 3. So let's begin with section 1. Negative 1 times 9, that's going to be x equals negative 9. And then plus or minus, then comes the discriminant. This right here, guys, we're going to go more in depth in that in Algebra 2 and so forth, but I'm giving you guys a new vocabulary word. That word is the discriminant. Now, to calculate this, I recommend the Wabbit calculator. This will do the whole calculation for you, so let's go ahead and do so. So we have second x squared, which gives us the square root, parentheses 9, close it, squared minus 4 times 1 and times 18. Once you do that, press enter, your value is now 3. So I'm going to put 3 right here. All over 2 times 1, that is 2. Now, if you notice how all these chunk of numbers became something so easy for us to calculate. Calculator did its part, and now the rest we simplify on our own. So we're going to have negative 9 plus 3 all over 2. Now you're going to say, Mister, where'd you get the plus? Well, it's a plus or minus. That means we may have 2 solutions or sometimes 1, right? Depending on the calculation. This is the first solution, and the second one is going to be negative 9 minus 3 all over 2. So let's go ahead and calculate. Negative 9 plus 3, that is negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. First answer. Next one, negative 9 minus 3, that is negative 12. Remember, whenever you subtract from a negative, add the numbers, keep the sign. You put the 2 right here. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Both of your zeros or solutions are right here, negative 3, negative 6. That is example 1. Let's continue with another example. All right, guys, we're back in with the second example. Now, if you guys were to notice, this time it does not equal to 0. Whenever you're using the quadratic formula, the equation needs to equal to 0. So in this case, we need to move this positive 3. How do we move a positive 3? You do the opposite. So that is a minus 3. And if you notice, it's going to be underneath the minus 27 because of like terms. This cancels 27 minus 3. Well, that's 24. So x squared minus 11x plus 24 equals to 0. And now that it equals to 0, you're good to go. Start labeling your A, B, and C. My A, if you notice, it's 1. Your B is negative 11, because negative is right there. And then your C is 24. Now from here, let's go ahead and plug into this equation. Now, here's a common mistake. Notice how the problem, well, not problem, but the equation begins with negative b. So you're going to include the negative. So x equals negative, and then your b is negative 11, and then plus or minus the square root of b squared. So my b is negative 11, so negative 11 squared minus 4. My A is 1. My C is 24. And now, once you have all of this complete right here, ladies and gentlemen, let's put this over your 2 times A. My A is 1, so 2 times 1. Now remember, we're dividing this into sections. You got section 1, section 2, section 3. So let's begin with section 1. X equals 2 negatives give you a positive, so that's 11 plus or minus. Let's get rid of this discriminant. That's whenever you're going to rely on the calculator. So here's your calculator. Let's go ahead and plug in what's going to be the discriminant. So second x squared. We're going to open the parentheses and put negative 11. Close it. Squared minus 4, open a parentheses, put 1, open another one, and put 24. Once you do that, you press enter, you get 5. So right here, we're going to put 5 and put this over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now we're going to have both of our solutions. Let me lower the calculator. First solution, we get our positives. X equals 11 plus 5 divided by 2, and the other one is going to be x equals 11 minus 5 over 2. 11 plus 5, that is 16, so x equals 16 over 2. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. First solution. Second solution, 11 minus 5, well, that gives you 6. 6 is going to get divided into 2. 6 divided by 2, let me go ahead and write that out right here. That gives you 3. My solutions, which are my zeros, are 8 and 3. And you are now done with this problem. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that actually concludes the lesson. Yes, it would have been longer if we were to interact and so forth, but I do apologize for this, guys. As a heads up, you are going to have one hub assignment, which is going to be activated by the time you guys are done with this recording. So like around 9:40, 9:45, the hub assignment will be active for 6th period. For 7th period, it will be active around 11:50, and then 8th period, it will be active around 1:25. In regards to that, guys, it is Tuesday. This is the second day of the new 6 weeks. This is the 5th 6 weeks. Grades are due today by 3:30. So if you guys are currently failing or missing assignments, you have until 3:30 to submit missing assignments. After today, I can no longer change anything. I can't fix anything. So make sure everything is being turned in, and I will document those grades. If you guys have any questions in regarding to your grades or anything in general, send me a message. I will respond to you guys in a timely manner. Once again, guys, this is the second day of the new 6 weeks. The 6 weeks previous to this one has already ended. but grades are not due until tomorrow. So if you guys, once again, owe me homework, go ahead and turn that in. In regards to that, guys, keep doing what you guys are doing. What's it called? I'm gonna miss y'all for Tuesday, but I'm gonna see you guys again on Thursday. I promise about that. On Thursday, there are a couple more announcements, but I will announce them whenever we meet, right? With that being said, y'all have a great rest of the day. You guys behave with the sub that you're gonna have. Better not hear no complaints from my in-person people. Make sure you guys check in with the sub for attendance and so forth. But your assignment, once again, will be on the hub and is going to be called Quadratic Formula. It is a 4-question assessment and, of course, 2 attempts. With that being said, guys, y'all have a good rest of the day. Give me a like, share my video, make Mr. Del Rio YouTube famous. Y'all have a good rest of the day, guys. Later.